In this video, I went lure fishing on the canal for the first time in a couple of months, and the results surprised me, and I ended up catching a pretty big perch towards the end of the video. So let's get down the canal and get fishing. I'll see you down there. Now today I'm going to be lure fishing, preferably for big perch. Last weekend I went up the tackle shop and I picked up a new packet of lures. Let me just get them out of my pocket here. There they all are. Bunch of Abu Garcia ones. They're really good ones. Not that I needed them. I've got too many lures in my fishing shed anyway, but you can never have enough. In fact, I've got one of them on right now on this rod, and they look like really good quality lures. And I just saw them and it made me want to go perch fishing again. So that's what I'm doing today. Now, I haven't exactly been perch fishing on the canal in about 3 months, I think, which is quite a while. I didn't really go at all over the summer because it just died off, the perch fishing did, I think. But it was around this time last year where I started catching a few monsters out the canal just down that way. So I'm going to go there with these lures and I'm going to attempt to catch some of these perch. I've got a really short time frame to do it in as well. This morning I've been waiting for the rain to stop. It's just stopped and it's going to stop for 3 hours. It's currently 9 AM and it's going to start again at like 12:10, I think. So I've got about 3 hours to catch this perch. Well, not even that now, it's 9:30. I didn't realise the time. I've got just under 3 hours basically. But I'm going to waste no time. I'm going to get my rod set up, just let a little bit of line out, and then I can attach this second end onto the main little bit. And there we go, rod set up, lure is on. Try and get it in front of the camera if you can see it. There it is. The lure swims pretty good. I'll try and get a shot of that now real quick before I start. It's a pretty clear lure, so you ain't going to see it very well, but if you can see that, you can see that. But yeah, let's crack on. Let's get some fishing done in the short time I've got, and I'm going to make my way down this way of the canal. A couple of stretches down that way. If you've watched my videos for a while, you might know where I'm going to. But yeah, let's get down. Well, let's get at it then. Let's get the first cast out. Oh, this thing casts really nicely actually. Went right over to the other side. I'll bring it in about this pace because I don't know how fast it'll come in. It's got a pretty fat jig head on it, so it'll probably come in like a bullet, to be honest. So I should reel a little bit slower, which I will do next cast. But I've got to be mindful. All these muddy puddles here, I don't want to get my feet wet. It has been chucking it down all morning. I'm not too sure I'll actually catch anything on this stretch because I never seem to get any luck on here unless I'm fishing with maggots, and this is not a maggot. What I'm going to do on this stretch here is I'm just going to let the... Oh, it's already off. I'm going to let the bail arm off, and I'm just going to drop the lure in the margin there, and I'll just walk along pretty slowly until I get to the next bridge where I'll start casting again, because I've probably got a better chance of catching in the margin than I actually do casting out all over there in this bit of stretch. I think the reason I stopped coming lure fishing to this place a couple of months back is I just kept blanking, blank after blank, and I got a bit fed up of it. I really do hope that today's a different story. I'm almost at that bridge I was on about now, and I'm still walking in with this in the margin. I had one snag and no bites, so it's not looking promising. But just before I hit this bridge, there's a bit of a snag. It's like a tree that fell in the water about a year ago, and it looks decent, so I'm going to have a couple of casts out there. In fact, I'll start here. I'll put you back on the chest mount, and let's just give this a go. Bring the lure in, and I'll just toss it right out over the other side and give it a quick reel in. You know what, I'm just going to give this one a really slow reel in, because if anything's down there, I want it to try and follow it and bite it. Even if it's a pike, you know, I could get a pike on these big lures, but a pike is definitely not the goal today. I'm not prepared to catch one of them. There is the snag in the water I was on about, that big tree. It's not so big anymore, most of the branches have been cut off, but it does look like a place a fish might want to lurk around. So I'll get this out. Oh, I didn't get snagged myself. Got lucky there. Perfect cast actually, it landed on the log and it just bounced in. But I've retrieved this now, and if anything's there, it should bite it, but no, my luck, it won't. The reel that I'm currently using is such a good reel for this type of lure fishing. It's the Corum Dreamcast reel, and it's so smooth. It's definitely better than the reel I was using in my previous videos, which wasn't a bad reel, but this is a lot better. But here we are, I'm now at the bridge. I might just dip the lure in underneath it for a minute, because there's always a chance there's a fish under a bridge. But if not, then I'll make my way down to the next bridge, which is not very far. This next stretch is really small, and down there is where I should catch a perch this video. Guys, I am absolutely gutted. I've just had a take, right? Massive take, massive perch. He was about that big and he come right up, but I got really overwhelmed and I completely forgot to strike. Man, if he's still here, and I really want to catch him. A barge has just gone past like the second I got this take though. Oh my God. I didn't think I'd get one down here at all. I was just walking along in the margin and he attacked. Now that I've had a little bit of action in this little bit of canal, I'm going to have a few casts out over there, because if you look, it's really sunny and the fish might be basking over there. You never know. But I've had my first bit of action on this mighty lure. Did not think I'd get any this soon. That's put me some faith into this session now. I'm going to catch a perch. Anyway, we've entered the new section of canal, the really good section of canal. Anywhere from this point on, I'll probably end up catching a perch. So this is where I'm going to be spending the next 2 hours. Let's give it a go in this open marina bit then. I've got to trample down all these overgrown weeds and grass and whatever first. But here we go then, right the way out there. I've never actually caught anything out of this little bit. I've only lost lures in this marina, never caught anything. Hopefully today will be a different story. There's supposed to be some pike in this like area here. couple of them was caught last year, so maybe I'll come dead baiting down here at some point and attempt to catch some pike out of this marina, if that's what it is anyway. I'm pretty sure it's look. I don't know why I'm calling it a marina though. I'm pretty sure it's just a boat turnaround point. It doesn't look like a marina. I don't want to stay here too long though, because I'm really eager to get down there to the really narrow section where I know for a fact I'll at least get some bites. Here I'm not too sure, but down there I'm almost certain. So I think I'm going to leave this place and just give it about 10 minutes all the way down here until I reach the narrow section, which is not, it's not too far from here now. I've just moved down this way a little bit. Oh, no. Oh no, it's a snag. I thought I had some on then for a second to tighten the drag. Oh wow, I had a lot of drag out then, I didn't even realise. Just pull this back and hope it doesn't... Oh, it feels like it's coming in, whatever it is. It's got to be some big... Oh, finally, my snag's come off. And my lure's still on, miracle. I think when I get down to the narrow bit, I'm going to do a lure changeover. So I've got a ton in my pocket here, and I want to try and test out a few of them this video, because I don't think that this big one is going to get me much luck, because it is. About 3.5 to 4 inches long this one is, and that's pretty big for a perch. Usually I use really small micro curly tail lures for these perch, but I mean, seeing that I had a massive take from a really big one up there, I know now that I can catch on this big lure, but it's whether all the smaller perch will bite it. I don't know. I suppose I am looking to catch a monster though, so to catch a monster I've got to use some bigger lures, and that is what I'm doing at the moment. I think the next one I'm going to put on is about 2 inches long, so it's a lot smaller than this one. So that smaller lure should definitely pick me up a couple more bites than this one will. And saying this, I'm nearly there now. It's just right there, just past this big bracken bit, which has grown a lot since I last came down. And I didn't think it would look like that. It's proper bushy over there now. It's not long now until the canal starts to die off again and goes all glum and not so nice. But at the moment, it's still got all its greenery, so it looks quite nice. But the second we're near the end of September, it's not going to be like that anymore. I've finally arrived at the place. As you can see, it goes pretty wide here, starts to go narrow, and it's even more narrow down that way, which is why I love fishing this place, because it gives the fish barely anywhere to swim off. Say if you look down there, it's massive, it's really wide, but down here it's not at all, which is why it's fairly easy to catch perch on lures down here. I'm having the same problem down here as I had a few months back though. All of this is overgrown, and this is like one of the best spots to catch them out of. Like all the nettles have just emerged. It's not so good. Just makes it very awkward to get into these good locations where I know the perch will be, but I can't get a good cast out. I'm just having to do underarm casts, but see, I've just done overarm and it's gone right in the bush. This lure is starting to make me laugh. It's the exact same size as some of the perch I've had out of this place. It's massive. When it comes up to the top, I don't know if you can see it there, it's just huge. I think I'm going to switch it over for one of my more smaller ones. I'll just grab the pack of them out of my pocket here. They're a bit awkward to get out, I've rammed them in. But the one, I've got a jig head on one of them, because this is the one that I really wanted to use. Let's just open this thing real quick. It's this one here, this orange and white one. As you can see, it's a lot smaller than the other ones. That's the size comparison, look at that. But I have high hopes for this lure, so I'm going to put it on now and see what happens. I'm just tying this lure on at the moment, using probably one of my favourite knots. It's very, very easy to do. Now I've just got to loop the end through this bottom loop right here and tighten it. I've already wet the line as well, so that doesn't need to be done. But there we go, new lure's attached. Time to see how well this one does. Just chuck it out right in front of me to start off with. Imagine if I get one on the first take, that'd be so cool. Wow, just look at that lure in the water though. It swims exactly the same as the other one, it's just a lot more bright. That looks wicked. This is going to get me something. I have very high hopes for this lure. One thing that's really annoying me about this bit of canal right now is there's so many snags in the water. Every cast I'm bringing in a bit of weed, a bit of leaf, a twig, anything. It's unbelievable how many snags there is here. And the bank that I'm fishing off isn't the best either. Like this is a decent bit, but up there it was terrible. I couldn't even step, like where I am now, I couldn't step there over there without being in a big bush of nettles or branches or whatever. Saying that though, this bit where I'm at is pretty decent, so I'm gonna have a nice cast. I'm gonna have a good 10 minutes in this bit here, and then I'll make my way down to that bit there, which is a bit wider. And for some reason, in that wide section, I tend to catch quite a bit. Right, I've just clicked record because I had a bit of a bite then, and I don't want to miss it this time, because up there I'm gutted I missed that take on camera because it was so cool, so I'm not missing another one. But I've just felt a perch bite the end of my lure. I didn't see the perch because it was at the bottom, but that was definitely a bite and not a snag. Long story short, that perch I felt disappeared quite soon, so I've moved along and I'm just getting to the bit where it's starting to go a bit wider here, but not to worry, this wide bit is a very good wide bit. Always tend to catch, I always seem to get something here. I'm saying all this, I'm proper big in this place, so I better get something here, otherwise you're just going to think I'm lying. Oh, and by the way, there's only half an hour until 12 o'clock, meaning it's going to start to absolutely hammer it down in half an hour. And I forgot to mention earlier, but it doesn't stop raining all day, so it's not like like I can just come back down at any point. So I've got to cram as much fishing as I can into the next like half an hour or so, which is very doable. I don't know if you guys remember, if you've watched my other lure fishing videos here, this bit used to be like an earthquake had happened, it cracked down the middle, but the canal had just like, the bank had collapsed into the water. But they've obviously repaired it now, they've put some scaffold poles in here, which is obviously holding it up or something. But yeah, the pathway's now repaired, which is a good thing. There's a tiny school of roach in front of me. I don't know if you saw them at the start of that clip there, but there's about 5 or 6 of them just feeding on the surface. So there's definitely some roach down here. If I'd have brought my pole with me, I'd have caught some by now. But I'm fishing for the perch and they're a lot harder to catch, unfortunately. There's a boat coming past now. Hopefully I'll get something when this boat comes past, because sometimes you get luck because it disturbs all the perch and they come up from off the bottom. So I'll leave the lure dangled in here. That barge didn't bring me any luck, but it has done in the past, so it's always worth a try. I'm down to 15 minutes now, so I am wondering if I'll catch it all. There's loads of bubbles coming up all around this bit here though, which makes me think there could be some little fish at the bottom. I don't know. It's always hit and miss with lure fishing. You never know if you're actually going to catch. This lure feels really nice though. It's like got a really nice touch when you touch it, and it swims amazing, partly because if you look at this bit here, it's got 2 jagged little bits there and there. That gets a gush of water in it and it makes it swim like an actual fish. Like most lures, but I think this one's more advanced. It's really good, this one is. Now, I had a couple more casts with this new lure that I put on, and I was just dangling it in the middle of the water, and all of a sudden I had a massive take and I'd hooked into this big perch. Well, here we go then, guys. The fish I was hoping for, the big fish, I have now caught. Look at this monster. Oh my god. First monster perch of the year. That thing is a whopper. Oh, I'm shocked. I didn't think I was going to catch that so late on in the session. But oh my god, this is a monster. Just look at that slab of a fish. He's massive. Just look at this bad boy. I cannot believe I've caught this thing. First big perch of the year. He's not massive to some of you guys, but he's big to me. He's about a pound, he is. He's got a big bit of weight to him. He might be just under a pound, but he's around the 1 pound mark. But what a beaut. My man came out of nowhere as well. It was so cool. I was just watching the rod, looking at it, and then this guy bit. How cool's that? Just look at it. He's an absolute chunk as well. I think it's about time I get him back in the water though. But at least now you guys know I'm not lying. There is some monster fish in this place. So let's release this bad boy. Get my final looks at him, because he's so cool. But off he goes then. Let's get you back in the water, mate. Big plop and off he swims. Yes! I'm so glad I caught him at that moment. Like, the time right now, it's 11:45. I don't have long at all before I have to go in, before the rain starts. And I've just caught that bad boy. I can't believe that. It's the fact I was just thinking about leaving as well, and he just appeared. Literally, I was stood here like this, lure in the water, and it started biting and pulling, and I had him on. But I think that's a decent point to wrap this video up then. Ended it on a good note with a massive perch. Turns out that lure actually works. I knew I had high hopes for it. Proper got me buzzing, that catch, as I know I've said it a lot, but I can't get over that. Looks like the Canal might be performing decent again. So I might just have to get a few more lure sessions in down here to see if I can make up for that monster and catch a bigger one. Because I have caught a few big ones down here before. I've caught 3 big ones just like that before, all around the same size. But he seemed like the biggest one. I'm not even joking. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching the video, but I'm going to bring it to an end here because I want to beat this rain and I don't want to get stuck in it. But yeah, what a great 2.5, maybe a bit longer hours out. It was definitely worth coming down. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notifications so that you never miss one of my videos in the future. Feel free to check out some videos linked on screen here as well. Become a member of the channel if you'd like to help support fund these videos. But for now, everyone, I'll see you in the next video. Peace for now.